And you're live with the Friday Jive. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, messenger of God, child of God, the Lilith reincarnated here on a Friday, then Saturday, Sunday. What the fuck, God? Alright, in order to keep up with me, we're going to catch the video before this and my community page. We'll get it poppin'. I still have the Ascending Masters. They typically do stay at the altar. They should be here mostly. I just didn't, a time in a season, whatever. Anyways, they're always with me. I just don't always put them at the altar. So those are the Ascending Masters, and then the mothers behind, the sisters, whatever you want to call it. Alright. As you can hear in my voice, I am exhausted. Let's start with the mind, the body, and the spirit. Breathe. Let's take a couple deep breaths here. Get into a comfortable pose. Take your bra off if you need to. Things are very constricting. I just want to start with, as I was coming up the elevator, I felt the flow of energy from the solar plexus. We are going to be dealing with our solar plexus. We're having solar flares. What's your solar plexus? Your God complex. How you see yourself in this world. And how you see others. How you play God in your life. It's your confidence. Whether it be overblown and you think you're, God. Or if you have a weak sense of confidence and you think that everybody else is God. It is the best way I can pull it out. So I felt the energy moving from there. Alright, let's talk about the mind, the body, and the spirit. The spirit has no limits. The spirit has no limits. It is ever full of energy and light. The body has its limits. The mind has its limits. Right? Meaning you can't push your body to do certain things that it just can't do. And you can't make yourself do anything without mind power. Right? So like if you put your mind to it, you can push your body to extremes, but it's going to have an effect on the body itself. Right? Your spirit is always pushing. Your spirit doesn't know any limits. But you have a mind that has limitations and a body that has limitations. And you have to, you know what I mean? It's a battle, but it should be a comforting battle. It's a hard battle to get your spirit to push your mind to great limits, and to get your body to get the fuck up and do what your mind says when you're too scared to do it, or whatever the case may be. Okay? There's a trinity. You have to work together with it. You have to understand your body and how your body feels. You have to understand your mind and what your mind feels. You have to understand your spirit and what your spirit, the intention of all of these forces inside of you that are, that you work together with. Okay? So, I'm seeing it like a car. Your spirit is the gas that is, the everlasting gas. It's got, you can go and go and go and go. It's the energy, right? It's the gas. The mind is the spark. You need to spark that shit. And then the body, of course, is the car that's moving all of this shit. And you're directing the body as to what to do. Right? Okay, so here's what I want to break down. It took me forever to ground myself into my body. Put my spirit into my body. Find out what's going on with the mind and the emotions and get to work. Right? Take control. Get in the car and go. That's what that means. Right? So I made a video earlier how I was like spiritually in 3 different dimensions. I'm just trying to come back to Earth. Okay, so right before I got on here, I posted a video from I call him the Silo. He has a name, Master something Suhu. I call him the Silo. Whenever I make jokes, I'm like the Guru, the Silo, and the Witch. Right? We walk into a bar. That's always my favorite saying. That's the Silo, and the Silo is, he's an ascending master as well. What that means is, we've ascended the consciousness in this lifetime, many lifetimes. That's how we're able to do it. We teach other people how to do it, but then we're able to be in the other dimensions. And from those dimensions, we bring reality here. We bring that reality into this reality and create a new reality for everybody. right? By what? Belief system. Belief. If you believe, if two or more believe, you know what I mean? If you build it, they will come. That's how it kind of works. If you believe in what I believe in, we can create great things. And two hands or more come together, right? So the shift is a conscious shift. Everybody's conscious raises. They start to believe more. We shift past the limited belief systems, and we're here to teach you how to believe bigger, ultimately. And that's this huge shift, this quantum shift that the universe is going through right now, and that we call the divine awakening, or the absolute destruction, the end of times. We're ending the end. It's an end of time, and we will elevate past this time based on, you know what I mean, our belief system, and how we're able to build off of that new belief system. We will build a greater future. But ultimately, it's the destruction of the, you know, the current reality, which is your belief system. In that video, I stopped. I didn't watch it all, but he said, you know, suffering. How do we stop suffering? He said, everybody's suffering, but only internally. And I tried to show you that. It's like, how do you stop your own suffering? You're not suffering. It's all in your mind. One day you're in hell. One day you're in heaven. One day your life is wonderful. One day your life is horrible. You know what I mean? It's all in your belief system. So we work through all of that, and this, that, and the other. Now, let me start all over here. So earlier, you know, this is how it works. I know that I got to bring all the 5D in here, right? So I have to bring in the shadow work that we got on a regular Friday. I've got to bring in the other reality info, which is, you know, the 10-day forecast. I have to bring this stuff from these other realities. Meaning, while I sit here and I'm just reading you a card, I'm literally taking my astral spirit, travel, you know what I mean? My body's here, and I'm just translating, you know, the images and the information that's being put into my mind. But the images and the information that's put into my mind have never been put in there. I'm literally grasping them from an other dimension, which means I'm going to these dimensions, which will be Egyptian times. I'm going back in time, but it's still here. So that's what I want you to understand, is it's all in the same place. I'm not literally traveling. It's just it's another dimension of time here. So I'm going back in time to the Egyptians. I'm not gonna like this. It's not back in the time to Odin, because it's the current time. Odin's time is the current time, but it's not just. I can't explain that. Forget it. So I go into that reality. And then I have to go into the highest dimensions with Krishna and Vishnu. It's actually Vishnu, much more. So I'm going into 3 different realities to bring you down a collective message that how all these 3 realities are playing in this reality at this particular time. And I'll go into those, and I'll grab the visions, and I'll grab the messages, and I'll bring them down to you. That's what I do with each of these cards, bro. I go into this world that you cannot see, the unseen. All I can give it to you, the only way I can give it to you is through a card. I can give you one image that somebody has already created in the natural world. But I can see all the stuff outside of the natural world, and I'm trying to create that vision in your head. Elevate your belief system, show you something you've never seen based on what I see. See how this works? Okay, so I'm trying to do that, and that's what I mean. I'm in 3 fucking dimensions right now trying to grasp this shit and bring it down to you guys and tell you how it's working in our current reality. But then you have me in my current reality where I just want to clean my fucking car. I want to clean my car and, you know, I don't know, have a meal and stuff. Like, my actual physical, you know, reality of what I want to do in this reality is pretty basic. I keep it pretty open. But in that sense, it's like my body wants to do just this. Right? And my mind is moving a million miles a minute, because my mind is being told, you have to do the 10-day forecast. You have to get ready to put your mind to work to do some shadow work. So we're going to do some pain work. And we also got to do all of this cleaning in the car. So my mind decides where it's going to put the energy, right? So we decide we're going to clean the car. I didn't fully. It's so clean, but it's so fucking dirty. That's what I said. I got everything out of the back seat, which was all of our clothes and our jackets, and then I cleaned out the front seat, which was all of our shoes, put all of this stuff, what I could, I brought up here. You can't overdo it up here. And then I had to clean out my trunk and put what I could in my trunk. So now it's all, the stuff has been moved out, but now it is filthy to me because now it needs to be vacuumed and completely disinfected, and I need to aerosol it in there. I need to do a lot of shit in there. And when it's all said and done, I am fucking exhausted. Now I have no energy to do my 10-day forecast, my shadow work, or even vacuum the fucking car. I just want to crawl in bed. Can I force my mind to do what I need it to do? Can I use my mind power to force my body to do what it needs to do? Yes, in some cases, but some cases you can't, and you literally have to acknowledge you just fucking gutted out the car. You literally just gutted out. Like, you had to go up and down the stairs, you had to do all this shit, you did all of this shit, and you sat down and had a 30-minute reading or a 30-minute appointment with someone that told you had to break your fears, and you said you would do it. Which happened earlier, and that has to do with school and stuff. I was very transparent about a situation. Like, and I knew it was close, and the only reason I avoided it is because I told them the whole situation. I was like, I wanted them to have set up transportation, so them walking to school. I was like, I'm a helicopter mom. There's businesses around here, and I have my own fears and limitations. I know I need to cut the cord, but I this is what it is. And so I was like, ultimately, I'm looking for a push, but it's like, I'm really just got to push myself with good words. And he reassured me there's over 40 kids in the building that go to that school. So they're not going to be walking by themselves. And then he had to, like, literally paint the picture. It's on the other side of this building. He's like, I will walk you myself. I'm a whole fucking child myself, and I'm trying to break my fear factors. So I had to do that with him, too. So it's like, I didn't do much. I didn't do everything I wanted to do, but what I did was so consuming to my body that it just doesn't have it. And now when it's in its weakest form, I'm wore out. All I can see is my shadows. And that's kind of what it is. It's like I wanted to put, I said in my video, I was like, we're going to do the 10-day forecast first. Even though I woke up with the shadows right in front of my face. I'm like, no, I'm going to handle all of this, and we'll put that off till later. Now, naturally, because all I really wanted to do was clean my car, I did what I wanted most. So I accomplished what I wanted most. And when it's all done, I'm like, well, at least I cleaned the car. And that's what I need to do. I have to have some kind of accomplishment in this day for me to feel good in my skin. So I did that. But in doing that, it pushed me to a low to where now all I can see is the shadow. I just want to point that out. It's like, am I ready? No, I'm just like, I can't do anything else but be in the shadows. It's like, damn it, that's not how I wanted this day to go. But you have the best intentions, and you want to seize the day and use it to the best of your abilities. And that's where I'm at. It's like, fuck. I was going to get in the car. Okay. Listen to all this shit I told myself I was going to do. You probably did in my last video. I was going to clean my car. And I was going to go and get an offering and take that up to the mountains and do an offering at the mountains. And I was going to fit in 2 readings, plus a typical day's work. And I still had to figure out the school thing. I put all of that on myself in one day. I'm like, you can do it. In the beginning of the day, before you start doing everything, you're like, yeah, I can blaze through this. I can see this. This will all happen throughout the day. Now, it's only 1 o'clock, and I still can do all of this, dude, even if I'm in the dark, keep praying to God, giving them, giving the animals their, doing all that. But ultimately, it's just like you do have your limitations. And you want to kick yourself in the ass and be like, bitch, you don't need a nap. I'm like, fuck, bro, I just need a nap. I am so fucking burned out. And what's really funny is, like, so I told the guy, I was like, he tells me about the school. He's like, no matter what, I don't see how you don't see this, but no matter what, the kids cannot even begin to start school until, like, a week and a half from now. And that's the best case scenario. I can't get a job until they're in school, is the way I set this up. If I do this. You know what I mean? If I set them up with transportation, this wouldn't be a thing, but I have to wait until they're set, until I can get set. So ultimately, we're still stuck in spring break. I get so excited I'm going to start my life, right? It's like, oh, I got all the resources, I'm ready to go. You know, I've been here a week. I'm ready to get this going. In a week, I can save, you know, I can change the world in a week. I'm like, nah, you're going to have to sit still. It's spring break. You know what? God, killing me. Fucking killing me. And I'm killing me too. And it goes back to suffering. Why am I suffering? Because of my own wants, desires, and belief system. I believe I should be doing all kinds of shit today. I want to do all kinds of shit today. I'm desired to do all this shit. And because my inability to do all this shit, I'm suffering in my own skin. Like, damn, nobody cares if I do any of that shit. I just told myself. I gave myself a plan. And if I don't stick to my plan, then I'm pissed off. Whose plan is it though? Who planned this? Who planned this day out? I don't know. My head. And my body can't keep up with it. I just want to point that out. Again, we're just becoming aware. And that's exactly what he started his video, was talking about, you know, and that's what we are. We're spending a lot of time just trying to figure out our brain, bro. Fuck. And then you gotta figure out your body. What the fuck? And then your spirit, I mean, fuck. You can't really understand your spirit. It's limitless. It's fun. But ultimately, that's, you know, we gotta stay in the limitations of what we can. So let's just dive into the harsh work. In the sense of, if I'm going to take a nap, I might as well just cry my way to sleep. That's how I feel about it. If I'm already feeling let down, then I might as well go all the way down. Down, down, down. How far are we going down? Let's find out how far in the inferno of hell we're facing. So if we're doing already evaluations of our limitations, let's really dig into it and see what we're supposed to get through. Because ultimately, what's the biggest thing I got to do today? This. If I don't make an offering, it doesn't mean that. You know what I mean? People have this belief system that, you know, if I don't tithe, then I'm not right with God. It's just a self-sacrifice. And even if I can't do it in my, you know, if I don't have myself to do it, I was right in the heart. In my heart, I was willing to do, you know what I mean, what it took. But I physically couldn't. Doesn't mean that I'm not a good person. I just want you to understand that. It's like sometimes you have the best intentions. And especially the older I get, like, but Mom, you said, I know, but I'm tired, dude. I can't do it. Last night, oh my God, my son is killing me. Let me tell you this. These kids. The day before yesterday, I snuck off and had an ice cream. I posted it in my freaking community page. I didn't know I was going to go have a Dairy Queen ice cream, but we ended up there, and me and my daughter had an ice cream. And rather than trying to keep it a secret, I came home and I told my son we had an ice cream, and next time we go out, I'll buy you an ice cream. So then yesterday, before we go to the mall, we stop at McDonald's and I buy him a McFlurry. And they come in a whole paper box now, and it's all weird, and he had to drag it around the mall, and it was such a pain in my ass. Right? So then I was like, guys, as we go to Walmart, I was like, make sure you get whatever you want, because I'm not going to the store today or tomorrow. I'm not going back out. I tell them, I'm not going back out. So then last night, after my video, he's like, Mom, what'd you tell me about fucking Dairy Queen? They were giving out a free ice cream cone at Dairy Queen last night. And he wouldn't leave me alone. He wouldn't leave me alone, even though the fact that I bought him a McFlurry in the day. And I'm like, you know, bro, I said no. I said I didn't want to go. I knew I wasn't going to want to go. And I just want to tell you that, is your body have limitations. You can have the best intentions, bro, but, like, I never signed up for a fucking free ice cream. I'll pay for one when I have more energy. Like, we're not desperate for a free ice cream. You had an ice cream today. You're just being greedy. We don't need an ice cream. And I already told you. So I just want to tell you is, like, your body has limitations, bro. Like, I know I said I was going to do it, bro, but my body's not feeling it. I can't fucking make my body do some shit I just don't have the energy to do. That's where I'm at right now. Do I have the energy to sit here and do this? Not really. My whole body is hurting. But I know it's just something that's going to come out in these cards. So are you ready? What do we got?
There's no more key?
There might not be. Which means what? We gotta go to the store? Leave me alone. I just said I wasn't going to the store. Drink some water. That looks like some shit. The Grove of Laminations. Is that card number 17? Look at my face. Marshall, Lewis, and Bobby. As soon as I seen 17. Marshall, Lewis, and Bobby. What do you want? I know I cried about you yesterday. What'd you say? The one thing I know about you is your feelings are always changing. They are. Am I going to cry about you today? I hope to God I'm not. But we got through it. I was hurt that you fucking ghosted me. Whatever. Only internally. My part's like, not really. But yeah, okay. And you have a power to hurt people by not talking to them. Congratulations. My power is to hurt people by talking to them. We're so powerful, aren't we? Moving on. Where does Lewis and fucking... What do you want, Lewis? I addressed your bitch ass this morning. Lewis. Lewis. Even as a loser, you're a winner to me. Everybody loves you when you're a winner, but I still love you when you're a loser. I love you more when you're losing, because I know you're learning. You don't learn shit when you win. You're just like the fucking... It's not a winning mentality. I don't know, Lewis. Marshall, where are you at? In your bathing suit? Just kidding. I'm picturing you in a bathing suit. No, I'm not. That was a funny vision. I don't know, Marshall, what are you doing? Planning your big tour? You and the rest of the boys. I don't really set you apart anymore, Marshall. I really just thought you were different. But as far as, you got the same job as all the rest of the guys. You work in the same industry. Just because, you've been around longer and you got a lot more fans doesn't mean, to me, you're not anything better. You're just part of their bullshit. Or we made you better because I wanted to, but in essence, you're not. And the Grammy goes to. If we went by that, then Kendrick's better than you, dickhead. And I can't stand that guy. I really don't know that guy. I just know his intentions, and I think that's weak as fuck. So that means he's got to be a weak-ass motherfucker. And he is your best friend. Again, you're competing with your friends. And people that... I don't... It makes... I'm like the guy that in the video, in the silo, he's like, none of this makes sense to me. I don't put you apart. And I know I said some shit, like, talking about, like, the real truth is, like... I don't know, Marshall. Maybe I just projected it on you. Going back to Wolfman, that dude don't want a wife and kids. And apparently you don't either. And I was just projecting it. And maybe I just looked at you that, like, if I don't do it, no, you're never gonna do it. You know what I mean? It wasn't about me chasing you ever. But it came to a point and it's like, I would have you and make you a good man. In the sense of, you need a fucking woman to love you. It's kind of how it all turned down to, guys. It was more of a surrender. It's like, fuck, I can love you. If I don't, nobody's gonna love you if I don't love you. But even then, it's like, you won't let nobody love you. I'm not talking just about you, Marshall, but ultimately, it's like, where do we stand? Not even a stand in your fucking stadium, bro. I'm sure you're coming to Denver, but I mean, I'm not even gonna try. Why try? How many of you have come to Denver and not said shit to me? Don't say shit to me then. Go on with your badass life, bro. Go get you that Grammy and whatever you're searching for in this life. As to all of you, you know what I mean? You're still gonna be the same ass fucking dude with the same ass problems, Lewis, even if you get that 8th time. Then you're gonna have to really face it, because then you don't even know what you're fucking chasing. Then you have no fucking reason for what the fuck you're doing. You're really gonna have to fucking, you know what I mean, make some changes. So maybe God should just give it to you so you can move the fuck on. And that's it. It's like, if God gave you that Grammy, Russ, are you gonna move the fuck on? Or are you gonna try to hold that position like everyone else before you? And then what? Does that make you better than Drake, or better than Pac, or better than anyone that ever got a Grammy? Or it makes you equal to? Why does a Grammy make you equal to? There's some badass peoples that fucking flow that'll never get a Grammy, but they're better than the people that do. So where is the competition in this, and where is the gain, and what the fuck are y'all doing, bro? I I just feel like you guys could be individuals in different areas of this world that could really make impactful movements. But as rappers, you really just ain't shit. You're noise that doesn't even hit the radio. Ain't that some shit? Going back to Mr. 17. I went to the tears of the Lord of Hell. Well, okay, I guess. Somebody crying. Cry me a river. I heard Justin fucking Timberlake. That was so loud, it came straight out of my mouth. Gosh. There's a fun one. I saw him and Britney. It's Britney, bitch. I love Britney. That bitch. Damn. Damn. Are we tapping into your fucking whoosh? What are we tapping into? I don't want to know. Get out of him. Get out of his energy. We're not telling his... his wife might be watching. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're going to make me tag him. Oh, no. This is how it happens. Welcome to the dark night of the soul, where you will have to face your subconscious feelings about Britney Spears and whatever you did to her and how much you love her. I love Britney. Get me close to her, dude. I'll help you heal you, her, and this whole situation. I've been trying to get close to her forever. It's kind of an exorcism thing. I promise I'd do it in this life. It's right up there with Kanye, but I'm not really trying to fuck with Kanye. I have a better chance of getting R. Kelly out of jail at this particular point in my life, but these are all weird things that I signed up to do in this lifetime. I will accomplish such things. But apparently you need to face your feelings about such a person. I didn't want to know any of that. Alright, journey. The journey. Dante and Virgil enter the dark forest, or the forbidden wood, where the trees give utter plaintive moans and are afflicted by the loathsome harpies. Oh, bro, remember the harpies? We pulled them the other day. I'll pull them out again. Dante discovers that the trees are inhabited by the souls of suicides and others who did themselves great injury. The 27 Club. Okay. I told you this morning about that feeling where you just want to die. You don't want to live through another day. I woke up with that. Oh, I went to bed with it. You went to bed with the feeling of death? Oh, yeah. I wake up with death. Wait, you be banging on breakfast? Bro. I am the goddess of hell. Let me just read this and then we'll break into it. This canto is one of the most disquieting in the whole poem. The message of this card is troubling. This is a sign you may be, knowingly or unknowingly, causing great harm to yourself. And I told you, I was talking about Russ. The soul Dante's question notes that in life it was just to others, but unjust to itself. And that's who they were. All of them that are gone. They were just to others, but unjust to themselves. Mac didn't love himself enough. Fucking all of them, dude. I'm going to hit them in their fucking faces while they're standing there, and they bother me all the time. You guys didn't love yourselves enough. You know what I mean? None of you loved yourselves enough. You didn't take care of your body. You knew you were hurting. You didn't ask for help. Robin Williams, you know what I mean? You guys, they spit in our fucking face, fucking take your ass to rehab. And you say, no. No! What the fuck did you do? They all say, I hate y'all, dude. One said it with a big fat smile, and they all smiled. One said it, and they all smiled. Who said it? Jimi Hendrix. Love, sex, and rock and roll. Juice, all of them, bro. Heath Ledger, Britney, Robin Williams, bro. They were fucking, they gave their lives to the happiness of everybody else, but they didn't care about their own lives and that they were suffering. Matthew Perry, Michael Jackson. I honor the life that you had, but ultimately this is what's going on with these people, is they're sacrificing themselves to be great people like you. And they're going to die just like you inside. At whatever age, they're dead just like you guys were inside. I looked them all in their face. Freddie Mercury, all of them. I'm looking the spirit realm right now, bro. We're talking about you and what you did in your lives. I'm not talking, they didn't literally fully take their lives, but they abused them, dude. They abused the power they had, and they knew they were suffering. We could have helped them. But they were like me, and they wouldn't let anyone know they were hurting. I get it. My hands are in prayer, my eyes are closed, and I'm crying. Hawk. They cared so much about everybody else's lives. But they didn't care about their own. And they're showing me the youth of now. We are the youth of the nation. You know what I mean? They show me Justin Bieber, and they show me Selena Gomez, they show me Miley Cyrus, they show me Britney Spears, they show me Christina Aguilera, they show me, you know what I mean? They show the old heads now, and you know what I mean? How it's just that way. Michael Jackson never got to they never got to be in love. They never got to, it's that talk with Voldemort, you know what I mean? Yeah, you were all powerful, but you never knew friendship, dude. You never knew love. You never knew family. You were all powerful in the flesh, but all weak in your spirit. That's our current celebrities. They stand very tall for you, but inside they're very small. What is it to spend, down to Bobby? Caring about, all you care about is that, the kids are happy. What about your life? Your life meant nothing but the happiness of others, and you sacrificed it, and you think that's honorable. God wanted you to have a good life. What about you, Ross? What about you, Marshall? He wanted you to feel love, joy, friendships, the fucking wind on your face, a ride on a boat, all of these wonderful things. He wanted you to play outside and be a happy guy. All of you guys. But all you want to do is stand tall on the, Hollywood Walk of Fame. The Walk of Shame that burned to the ground. You can't always do what makes you happy. But don't sacrifice your life to make other people happy. Because ultimately, going back to Russ's mom and my children, they'll never be fully satisfied. And you can't give from an empty cup, bro. They'll drain you. Trying to make someone else, better will drain you. What will Lewis do when it's over? He'll spend the rest of his life trying to please people. He thinks that self-sacrifice is honorable, but he lacks all self-love. And that's you, Marshall. You don't love yourself, bro. You just don't love yourself at all. Bobby doesn't love himself. And when I try to tell them that, Russ and all of them, Allie, when I try to tell them how much I love them and what's lovable about them, they can't see it. They think it's lies. They think it's words. They think it's manipulation to have the things that they think are so powerful. Why do I have to give up the things I love for you to feel happiness? These aren't things that you love. These are things you're addicted to, and they bring you no happiness. You just don't know how to stop your addiction. This is a sign that you may be, or knowingly, unknowingly, causing great harm to yourself. The Soul Dante question notes that in life it was just to others, but unjust to itself. This personal mistreatment can stem from feelings of self-loathing and unworthiness. It is worthwhile to pay attention to any unnecessary or exaggerated self-criticism and disparagement in our words, as this can lead to greater and more lasting damage. Be kind to yourself. You may need to share your burdens with others who can help you lighten the load you carry. And you know, Russ, I meant it from my heart. I don't know how to help you. I'm powerless to your pain as much as you are. It probably hurts me more than it hurts you because you won't let it in. And I can't fix you. And I know there's got to be somebody that can. I know this is just like really big, bro. And I can't fix you. There's going to be people along this way I can't fix. But I'm not going to give up on you. There's psychologists, dude. There's these interpersonal relationships that each of us have. You know, I've had to work through mine that are very deluded and very disturbed. You know, I had disturbed codependency and, you know, interpersonal relationships myself. And that's what I mean is I've never had attachment. My whole problem is detachment. I'm completely detached, so I can't identify with attachment style issues, you know, because I can't even attach myself. But as a person that is a master at detaching from people and cutting off, I can teach you that. And that's where there's this balance, you know what I mean, where you can, you know what I mean, where it's like opposites attract, but it's like, I don't know how to explain to you how important this is, because it's an area that I don't know how, you know what I mean, I don't know. And I have to be realistic and say I can't do this anymore because I don't know how to help you. And I'm going crazy trying. I'm not really. I'm just getting hurt trying. I keep trying and nothing's working. And at some point I have to realize I don't have the ability to help you. Some of you I don't. I think some of you are really going to need to turn to some science. And that's not a bad thing. When I first started this, I went to science. And it was the help of, you know, the mixture, and you saw that, the understanding of the science, which was my internal parts, you know, but that's me. We don't all have the same, you know what I mean, diagnoses. I was misdiagnosed. I overcame personality disorders. I'm not saying that you have a personality disorder, so how can I possibly fully help you in your disorder when I'm not even sure what it is? We could definitely start to, you know, I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure it out, but it's not an area of expertise. I have not gone to college for these things. I have only had a limited amount of time, you know, a limited amount of exposure to so much experience when it comes to interpersonal relationships. Through other people, I've experienced a lot, but you're in an area that it's not true. I'm lying. My ex-husband's in this sick relationship with his mother and his sister. I didn't see it. And that explains why I'm fighting so hard with you, because I lost the battle with him. I couldn't help him either, bro. got him to distance, and we had a normal life, bro. When he just stepped back and stopped needing her, when I just, it was more like, let's just have some privacy. Let's just, you know what I mean? But as soon as, bro, we were going to get married and he brought them back in, bro, it was all, everything that, the relationship we had fell apart because the reprogramming of that relationship. I've come in contact with this before, Russ. I couldn't do it for him either, and I guess that explains why it's pouring out so heavy on you. It's like I feel like I couldn't save him, I've got to save you. He's beyond saving, bro. He's beyond saving. He lives in, they literally, oh God, they're just like you guys. And with that gives you a lot of power, Russ. Because if you can find a way to fix, if you sit down and you master this, Russ, there's a lot of families like you. I've only had experience with 2. But of course, I fall in love with men like this. Obviously, if we're looking at the pattern. And, this is something I can't master. This is your life's experience and your, you know what I mean? I can teach people how to overcome a lot of things. But I can teach them how to overcome your life. When I personally haven't experienced that. Again, your guys is an attachment style relationship where my family is broken. Do you understand? I was detached from everybody, always. So I can't relate to people that are attached. And that's why I hate always detaching, because I'm always trying to attach. But, wow, that was deep. And you may need to share your burdens with others who can help you lighten your load, the load you carry. I carry this very heavy on me, I told you. I carry your pain and suffering. I carry Marshall's. I carry all of them until I can't. And I have to just put you down. Because you come with so much. And you don't even care about it. I care about it. I see it all over you. I see how it's playing out in your life. I see how it's hurt you in the past and how it's hurting your future. It's not that your pain is too heavy for me to carry. If you don't carry some of it, I have to put you down. But I'm here to help you carry it. Prioritize your mental health journey and well-being. We spoke about that in the beginning, and that's all those that we spoke about. That was it. The 27 Club and those beyond. Nobody knew that Robin Williams was unhappy. He looked like the most happiest man on the surface. Nobody knew I was suffering. And that goes back to Kanye. He made this is all, you see how it builds up, and it builds up, and now Friday we're about, what is God asking us to do? Ask for help. Can't you see? We need help. You have to admit it, though. Ask and it shall be given. Now, Kanye, it's like, Kanye, admit that you're hurting and you need help, bro. And that's my twins. I can project it on them, but then we gotta look at ourselves, dude. We all need help. We need someone to talk about, someone that knows what we're going through. So, like, when I go to talk to the school specialist, I tell them straight up, I'm a survivor of child sexual abuse. I have these terrible paranoias about, my motto is, I can't save you if I can't see you. I'm very scared of, what could happen. He's like, it's just a walk through the park. I was like, yeah, so is Central Park, and people get murdered and raped in there all the time. That's how my mind works. I know I need to overcome this, but you have to understand what's wrong with my mind. What I've seen. And at that time, he's like, I can't I know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. But I've witnessed people like this, you know, and he tells me a story about a lady that, you know, she literally, her heart dies when he gets on the bike to ride to school. There's people like me that are scared like me, that have feelings like me. But until I tell somebody what I'm feeling, they don't know how to talk to me. And when I told him, very transparent, look, bro, I have these unbelievable ideas that my kids are going to get kidnapped and raped all the time, bro, because of what's happened to me in my childhood. And so I literally don't let them go anywhere without me seeing them, so that never happens to them. And so I'm worried about this. Alright, let me help you. Let's walk through this. Let's walk through some of the possibilities, how we can overcome this fear. It's like, let's start with next week, me and you will just walk to the school, so you can see it's safe. This is a real fear, and it's holding me back in progress. And I had to be honest about, why won't you just put your kids in the school around the corner? Because they got to walk. And I looked it up on a map, and I'm scared because there's businesses and there's streets and there's people, and I don't trust people. We got to come clean, bro, about the, you know what I mean? In essence, what is God? What is our shadow work? I started with one card. It built up to it. I'm gonna just pull out more cards. We gotta ask for help. We gotta admit that, first off, that we need help in certain areas of our lives. And definitely when it comes to our feelings, bro. There's people in different areas, like they literally study different areas of the brain. Psychologists, all psychologists study a different area to understand it, because there's so much that you can't understand about it. And even though we think, you know, we don't know what's going on, we can tell them a couple things, and they really know us, and they've met people like us, and they can tell us how we get through it. When all of this happening, and I know that I'm blacking out, and that I have altered personalities that are taking over my body, I go into, you know, to have the intake with this guy, and I remember his face, and I can remember watching it all go down, you know, the whole war inside of me. And he's not telling me that I have altered personalities. He's telling me I need parts therapy, which is an evolved form of what I used to know it as. But since he's not telling me what I want, I get upset, because now he doesn't know. I haven't explained it. He doesn't know what's wrong with me. I know what's wrong with me, and he doesn't know, but he does. He's using words that I don't know. And he tells me, he's like, just, you know, I'm like, I throw a fit. That's not what's going on. You don't know what's going on, and you can't help me, and forget it. I'm out of here. Is how I run. And I'm at the door, and he's like, is there anything I can do to help you? And I'm standing in the door. Half of me wants to run out because he doesn't know where I'm coming from. And the other part is like, help me, please. I was like, please help me. And he said, go on YouTube and look up internal parts therapy, and I'm going to schedule another appointment. I said, thank you. And I get online, and I tell everyone what happened to me. How I just couldn't even control myself to find out any answers. And I go home, and I look up this internal parts therapy. And that's what it is. You have internal parts that can blow up into actual little beings that take over your mind. And it was one therapy through there. So even though I didn't get what I wanted, I got what I needed. It didn't take him but a few minutes to know what was wrong with me and how to help me, or how I could help myself. And that's the rest of the journey. I kept doing that. I could only see him once every 2 weeks, and it was for 1 hour. I still had to fix this every day of my life. It was still happening every hour of every day of my life before that. So I kept working through it, using, you know, a couple of those videos. I learned what to do in the video. I'm a very fast learner. So I seen what happened, and the first time I sat down, I'm like, alright, I closed my eyes, focus on the pain, what part of your body hurts. And that's body mapping, that's how I work it. But I use the body to the chakra now, the pain to the chakra, and I know what kind of stuff, now my knowledge has been expanded, I know what kind of stuff hides in that folder, right? This part of my body's hurting, so I know that these subconscious wounds hide in that folder. Let's start working through them. You know what I mean? Instead of it just not knowing anything, like when I started. What's wrong with me? So, and then it goes back to Bobby. It's like, how did I live my whole life like this and never woke up? Like, how was I that crazy and I didn't even know I was crazy? And he looks at me, he's like, most people don't know that they're crazy. It's like going back to, Russ and the rest of them. It's like, are you aware that something's wrong? We don't know something's wrong until someone tells us. And our first instinct is to be like, you're fucking crazy. Nothing's wrong with me. Something's wrong with you. Not me, bro. When I woke up, I knew something was wrong with me. But I'd seen, my whole life, I was worried about caring about other people and their mental issues. I had so much exposure with everyone else, taking my ex-husband, my kids. By that time, my kids had already 3 years of all kinds of therapy. But I didn't know I was sick. I didn't know I was hurting. I didn't know I knew I was in pain, that things had hurt me, but I didn't know how sick I was. And according to science, it's like this is the most severe. Schizophrenia, they still put on the streets, bro. Multiple personalities, we're talking about civil, bro. We're talking about split. Like, I wasn't there, bro. I'm currently here now. You know what I mean? But I have to work through all that. Like, whoa, who was there? Who had sex with you? We had sex 12 times? Not once, bro. Not me. Not me. Imagine that. So then, you sit in my seat and you're like, I don't know nothing. But it's like, why would I want to go back if I knew that's the life I had? I was just sick. I was so sick I wasn't awake. I was dead. I was the walking dead. Just doing what my brain said, what it was programmed to do to make a normal life. And I looked normal on the outside. That's what's so creepy. I did such a great job of it. They thought I was bipolar, meaning they could see the extremes where I would be cool and then I wouldn't. But I saw it, bro. I would literally dress up as different people. Have different attitudes for different parts of the day. And some days, like, you know what I mean? Like, I literally saw it happen. It's like, how did you not recognize there were so many different parts of me? It was strange. And that's where it's like, you're trying to figure me out. Good luck. I don't know how many did I come up with? 7 different personalities. Is what I found. And the beast, does that count? Is that an 8th? It was just, I don't even think it was a personality. I think it was just an emotion. A very heavy emotion that just held on. It didn't dress up or act a certain, I don't know. You can hear it in my ego when I start calling you bitches. That's what I saw that day. No, I was still dressed in my regular, I don't know. Let's ask Tree. He saw the beast. He saw the beast. The beast swung on him and threw him out the freaking studio. I only saw it from outside. I wasn't really I saw it like from outside of myself. I didn't see inside. He was standing in front of me when it happened. Raj was standing there. It was on camera. It was a snap moment, bro. I can see myself. I was on the couch and I had my hands just like I usually do when I'm like this. Put my fingers over my forehead and I'm like in a prayer and I'm looking down and I just jump up and fucking go crazy. We're all calm, a girl in a dress, ready, just totally pretty and pink, bro, sitting there, and I just go fucking ballistic. I didn't know anything was wrong until Bobby called me that day. I literally didn't know until that day when he told me about some memories and I didn't have them. So I don't hate him fully because without him, I wouldn't know who the fuck I am. I wouldn't have never woke up. And unfortunately, I woke up just in love with this man, and that's what I really hate. Because that's the one feeling I woke up with, is I just love this guy. It was the only good feeling I woke up with. I didn't really fully know him. And it just won't go away. I can work through everything else that comes on, but I can't make this feeling go away. And that was that video yesterday. That's what I woke up with, was to him, in love with him. And I couldn't understand that, but there was so much else I didn't understand, and I don't really put too much in it because it's a great feeling, but it's not reciprocated. It's always been the same. I love him, but he doesn't love me back, is what I woke up with. It's not true. He loves me back. He just doesn't fucking... Ugh, I don't want to talk about it. We need help. We need help. We need help. That's the story of this weekend. That's the freaking outline of this weekend. Let's see how much help in our dark mirrors. We need help. It's hard to ask for help. Going back to Chris, bro. All he needed to do was go to fucking rehab, bro. I'm seeing Chris, my former roommate. He had a good life, bro. He was losing it, but he still was in a place where he could get it back. He could have got fucking foreclosure fucking assistance. He could have kept the job. Nobody touched his, the daughter. He could have got it all back if he would have just admitted he was too weak and needed help. And that's what I said in my post last night. I'm not going to be strong for my man. I've been strong for everyone. I don't need to be strong for him. He knows I'm strong. I don't need to stand up to him or for him. You can stand up for both of us and carry me. Artificial heart. Oh shit. They're going deep. Oh, fuck. My head's already gonna hurt. We're gonna have a good nap and cry after this. Might need that fucking... We might need that fucking ice cream now. What do you say? Ben & Jerry's has ice cream. What is it?
Free ice cream cone on April 8th.
And then Ben & Jerry has a free ice cream cone on April 8th. Anybody with a good memory, write that down. Where the fuck is a Ben & Jerry's ice cream? I thought they only sold them in the markets. Is there really still a Ben & Jerry's ice cream out there somewhere? I don't know. Somebody posted it, or to just, hit that bitch up. Hit it up for $1. Alright, I'm in... Alright. Today for tomorrow. What's the number? 12. Somebody pay attention to these numbers too. It's a language. I used to post them in all my videos. I'd have like lists of numbers. It's a language, bro. 12. That means later in the future, people will go through my videos and they'll know it's like Braille to them. They'll know exactly what was in that message just by the numbers I posted. It's a language, just like sigils and shit. Alright, the moon phase is the new. We should be approaching the new moon, right? I don't know. It's in my fucking... Well, we're going to read all that in the next, is the Sabbath and the 10-day. Obviously, these are leaking in. I wanted to say that, maybe we're supposed to clear out our shadows before we go into our 10-day energy. Otherwise, our shadows are going to be part of our 10-day energy, which is just asking for help. If I don't feel the warmth of the sun, will I blame the sun or myself? Sentence. Building oneself up to specification. Stealing, like S-T-E-E-L. Stealing oneself to adversity. Dreaming of electric sheep. Okay, I'm hearing all kinds of goofy songs right now. Electric Avenue. Okay. Once upon a monkeys. Some journey to a place that was in order to gain a heart. Oh, such a charming old-fashioned fairy can be bought on an internet now and can be delivered in a brand new shiny instruction manual of how it works. Oh, that's interesting. It gets the job done. It's not a job of feeling, it's scripted, like a job of numbers. Actually, it feels like a trade-off. We find refuge in rational mind when it in turn gives us back the illusion of control. But we still feel. We still long to live through our emotions fully. We are truly like an artificial knight that wants to become a real person. Happiness is not in numbers, but it's not because numbers are bad. It's because there is nothing that alone can grant happiness and guarantee it. We trade a natural world for artificial, and then we blame this choice as the reason for our sky has no color. What if it's not actually connected? What if it's just an excuse? What if even an artificial heart could beat and fall in love and drown in sorrow? The stage of bargaining. An android or a robot with cyber lines traveling over the sky like gentle spiders, a black choker of a female servitude, and jade eyes of futuristic indifference. All I'm hearing is you're not acting from your heart. You're acting like you don't have one. How did you become so heartless? Thanks, Kanye. We shut down our hearts. We act like we don't have one. Like it doesn't beat, and it doesn't have a voice, and it doesn't exist. But even then, it still pumps, it still feels pain, and it still exerts happiness. It's still there, as much as we deny it's there. And even though we live without it being the source of living, we're not really living. My heart longs for them. My mind can't see why. It tries to shut it off, tries to tell it all kinds of things to shut it up. Just stop thinking. You know, it's not even thinking. Stop loving them. Stop loving them. And I can sit there in my mind, and I told you that's what I did last night. Why does he live inside of me? What do you want from him? I asked my mind. My mind doesn't comprehend it. My mind doesn't want you. My heart does. And it won't stop. I can't understand why it won't stop. I can tell it over and over. You can't have him. But it won't stop. And that's the fight. Oh my God, please just make it stop. The heart wants what the heart wants. And I don't even know why it wants it. Oh man, we are all in the darkness. Ugh, let's keep going. How much can you take? I don't know. Until I say I've had enough. How much can you take? Alright, I need help. I need an old priest and a young priest is what I'm saying. Alright, do I really want to keep doing this? Let's try the new cards. Let's see where the new ones go. New ones? Yes. We were with Hades last. Oh man, here's a word I can't pronounce. Gonna Cadet? It says blessings. What the fuck is that word? Anybody? Gonna Kadit? Kadit? What's the number 10? Alright, we had 10, 12. I turned to grief, which was the banshees. That's me. The cry of the banshee. Hey dude, that noise comes out of me. It's scary. I've heard it. It's scary. Okay, where am I? Number 10. Page 37. Look deep. Something that may seem like a curse is actually a blessing. Truths find a way to be told. You are loved and protected. Duality. Reality and fear. Truth and fiction. What does this say? I can't read. I've been crying. What does that say? The Tinglet people have a deep, beautiful myth concerning a creature called... Okay, here it goes. Pronounce it. Gunakadate. That's not what that's... I don't want to bleed learning words. Had enough. Alright. Gunakadate. A young man belongs to a village that is poor and fishing is not good. There is little to eat. He lives with his wife and mother-in-law, the latter who thinks him lazy. One night he is walking along the beach looking for food, and in the quick coming darkness he sees a sea monster close to the shore. The monster steps up to the shore, and the young man captures and kills it. He skins the creature, thinking that the meat will be useful, but has the urge to try on the monster's skin. The skin melds into his skin and delves deep into the ocean as the monster called the Gunakadate. He finds swimming as the monster through the sea invigorating. He sees and learns about the other world. Alright. Just before dawn, he returns, removes the skin, and goes back to the village. He is amazed by what has happened. That night, he has an idea that he will become a... What is it again? Gunakadate. Okay, try that again. Again, and look for fish. He puts on the skin and becomes the monster and easily catches a huge salmon. He returns to his human self, hides the skin, and brings the fish back to the village, and they are all happy. And so, each night, he becomes the Gunakadate, and brings more food home, and before dawn, sometimes a seal, sometimes even a small whale. He tells his wife eventually of his secret just in case something happens to him, so she knows where to go at night. Some stories say that other sea creatures, such as whales, realized his deception and killed him for it. Others say he simply drowned. But one morning, the Gunakadate is found dead on the shore. By this stage, the village is prosperous again, and all are fed. None think of him lazy. And so the young man's spirit returns to the ocean, which he truly loves. His wife would sometimes see his spirit as a, there goes that word again, Gunakadate, which when she does, great prosperity comes to the village. It is said that if you see the monster too, you will be blessed with great fortune. The plant companion is a salmonberry, and the crystal companion is a labradorite. Look deeper. Sometimes that may seem as a curse is actually a blessing. Truths find a way to be told. You are loved and protected. I'm seeing the synchronicity of Russ and, that battle. But, that's what it is. It's like the curse is actually a blessing. I just don't understand it, and I just, I just try to make my mind logically push through the day without it being a part of my day. Because ultimately, if you see, it's just always, our relationships are all about my healing. God gave me these people and to teach me how to love. And it's a painful ride, and I get so burnt out on it. And it's like you guys want to say that I love one or the other more, but it's like you don't understand what all of them do for me. Nobody's doing nothing to me. It goes back to my own suffering. I'm suffering in my own fucking thoughts and feelings. No, you're not doing shit to me, bitch. You have no power over my life. Alright, let's just keep going and let's finish this off. I'm really tired now. Like, really tired. I'm so tired. Do we want our Black Moon Lilith or our Morgan? Let's take both. 2 for the price of 1. I'm only going to pull 1 card, though. What is blocking my light? What is blocking our light? As if this is going to be difficult to understand. Like, aren't you psychic? I mean, yeah, but it's like, which area are we supposed to, right away I see the, tower, the correlation. But it could be anything. Putrefaction. Hey, I gotta put this card back up. Damn it. What do we got? Venus. Oh, yeah. Venus in her retrograde. That makes sense. It's Friday. It's Friday then. Saturday. She's doing it. Every Friday we're supposed to love ourselves more and push our limitations and shit. What number are you, Venus? 25. Let's see. Expect financial breakthroughs, romantic improvements, or desires to change in your aesthetic appearance. If you have dealt with any relationship challenges, Venus brings peace. If you have an important negotiation or judicial matter in your life, the scales will tip in your favor. Venus is called the morning star. It's the bright magnetic light invisible in the sky at dawn. I watch it all night, but she's not out there. Venus is the planetary ruler of air sign Libra, earth sign Taurus. Fuck them. Anyways, moving on. Taurus invokes this, that, and the other. Venus represents what we find attractive and how we manage our finances and what we enjoy. Identify your Venus sign in your natural chart and you will find your love needs in the following list. So, yeah, we're addressing our love needs and ultimately our attachment issues and our interpersonal relationships is what we were pretty much talking about, right? How we sacrifice for the better of everyone else. I gotta put this card up. Hold on. Fair enough. I'm not digging any deeper. No deeper than that. I'm gonna put these guys up. That's the wrong card. Which one of these? Dark Goddesses. Come on now. And I'm gonna pull out this Morgan card here, and we're gonna be done. And I gave you a lot to look at. And that's it too. It's like we ripped the scab off and now it just sits there bleeding all day. Okay. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea. I'm not answering it. Alright, let's see. Oh, another side. Anu. It's only a little creepy. Let's get you a little closer to the creepiness. Focus. It's not really the best focus. That's creepy as fuck. They only get creepier. Number 3. I feel like these are dark. We should just keep them with the dark. Until I feel differently, that's what we're going to do. Alright, keywords. Abundance, growth, and renewal. That's 3 cards of prosperity. The first one said blessings, love and abundance and blessings and blessings and blessings. Blessings upon blessings. What's up, Big Sean? Abundance, growth, renewal. Anu stands upon the sacred land of the sun rises above the hill that bears her name. The paps of Anu. She is not just one of the land, she is the land. In the hand, she holds the harvest apple. In the other, she holds the seeds that will produce next year's growth, as rich golden honey flows from her hand. The animals of the land, both domestic and wild, gather to her. Behind her stands 2 tribal banners. The first has a skull and Styles horse. I don't know. It's broken into 2. The tribal banner of the war band. The second has a staff of a wise woman, a healer of the tribe, who draws the power of the spirit and of the land. Abundance of Anu is just not of the land, but it is the people. It is the things we choose to go to battle over and protect and hold dear. She knows that after our battles are done, it's time to grow, to see the fruits of our labors and struggles, to harvest our lessons and create bounty from them. Divination meaning. Anu represents growth and abundance. Anu can aid you in manifesting. She holds both the harvest and the seeds of the future in her hands. This is just confirmation it's a new moon. It's darkest before the light, so is it the dark moon and then tomorrow's the new moon? I feel it. One cannot live on the battlefield. Anu is the success and abundance we can attain after we've returned victorious of our battles. She signals a time of success and reaping the rewards of our efforts. Abundance comes in many forms. Anu challenges us to see the abundance all around us, both within and without. Alright, and then it has a spell, and I told you after what happened, I'm not doing any more of these. I'm not reading her spells. If you want to start fucking playing with this shit, you can. I'm doing it for your protection. It's not that I'm afraid of it. I'm just not inviting energy into you that you're not ready to harness. So, again, we had 3 cards of, if we can overcome this, this is how it looks, right? You do the work, you learn the lesson, you get the blessing. It's very clear. It's very clear right here. If we ask for help, we're going to get a blessing. The blessing is asking for help. The lesson is asking, and in asking is the blessing, because we will actually receive, just as he said, ask and it shall be given. It's very obvious right here. You know what I mean? If you need financial help, you need to go ask somebody for financial help. If you need emotional help, you need to go ask somebody for emotional help. If you need, it's it. What do you need? How can I help you? Is what most people say when you walk in the room. Can they actually help you? Or you know what I mean? Did you come at them asking them for something they can't help you with, or something they can? And that's it, is knowing. We started my video with knowing your limitations. I can't help everyone. And I'm going to have to accept that. I don't know everything. I don't know how to help you. But I'm not going to stop trying. Obviously me trying is not helping. Because I don't have the keys. I don't have what it takes to help you. I don't want to stop helping you. It's not working. This isn't the help that you need. I'm just seeing, someone like Kanye. It's like, can you just ask for some help now? Marshall? Lewis? Russ? Lewis hasn't told nobody how bad his life has been, because he wants you to see him as a winner. But he started to open up in one of his, and I think it was Time Magazine, saying that he's had mental health issues. He won't tell you how far they go, but just saying he has it, he's not cured of it. His lifestyle created these mental health issues, so he can't be cured of it if he's still in the lifestyle that gives it to him. And that's to each and every one of you. You can't tell me that you're better when you're still in your sickness. You can't tell me that you're recovering when you're still around drunks and drug addicts, Marshall. They come around me, but I don't, you know what I mean? Ooh, they all bowed to you. Nobody knows that you're struggling, but, you sacrificing for everybody else to be happy is a sin. You're sinning upon yourself in the glorious life that God wanted for you. He wanted happiness for you. Those people, you can't give them happiness. Not in a box. Not at all. And if you could, it's just it's a joy. You can give them joy, but you can't give them happiness. Joy is temporary. You can only find true happiness inside of you. There's lots of joyful things outside, but you wasting your life to make, to provide joyful things to people is not good for you. Because again, going back to you, Russ, it's like, what about your birthday? What about Christmas? And again, I don't know who has sabotaged who, but why are you releasing, She couldn't let you have your album released without releasing music. Who's competing with who in this household? You're not working together. You're working apart for the same, in competition for the same type of shit. And that can go back, he came up just a minute ago about Big Sean and his wife. And then you got Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know what I mean? Like, are they working towards the betterment? I'm seeing Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. Are they working towards their children? Are they working to have better lives for their children? Or are they just working? Because that's what they do. And is this creating a better life for their children? If you just keep doing this. Lots to think about. It's Friday. I'll get you that 10-day when I can pull some energy. I need some cookies and shit. I don't know. Hey! Cry about it. Just cry about it. That's what it calls for, bro. And ask somebody for some help. People called me crazy, but I was the first one that... They didn't even know I was fucking crazy till I told them I was crazy. And they tried to use it against me as I was healing the crazy all by myself. No, you're fucking crazy, bro. I'm working on mine. What the fuck are you doing about yours? We're all crazy. We have this programming in our head that makes us delusional, and we sacrifice our own selves for everybody else, and none of us are fucking happy. We're crazy. We're a bunch of unhappy motherfuckers. That's crazy. To work so hard in your life to be unhappy. But any type of crazy you had, there's somebody that's already studied where this comes from in your brain and how to reprogram it, how to rewire this. You don't need a pill. You don't need a pill for whatever we've been through. Sometimes we think that's the answer, but the answer is just to keep going through it and figure it out so we can get through it. The pill is not going to make it help us get through it. All it's going to do is, numb the pain, but we still got to go through this. And there's other people, trained professionals, that can get us through it, but we've got to be honest about, what we want to do. It's one thing to go to fucking therapy, but it's another thing to come in with an intention. I want to talk about some real heavy shit. I'm not going to wait for you to dig it up. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I need this. We need to talk about this, dude. This shit's been bothering me all the time. And that's it. They want to know what's bothering you. You're paying them for that. And for those that aren't, start with the crisis line. It's a free number. And they'll give you free resources in your area that can get you started with talking with somebody. And that's just start the conversation. You might need to start the conversation with someone outside of you just to get the conversation inside of you going. But we need to get it going. We need to get this stuff out. Okay? Hey, I love you. Laters. Bye.